All right, Shalom. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and Shalom, to all the Akim in his truth and sincerity. And I just want to do this, Lord willing, quick lesson, okay, which is going to be a response on the lesson you see here that elder apostle Kabar did. And he was definitely highly recommend watching it. But he was just going into how the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which that's the true name of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. But he was just going into how Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they're the ones who are gonna give us they're the ones who are gonna exalt us. They're the ones who are gonna give us glory. All right. Any glory on this side is vanity. All right. It's vain glory. It's a corruptible crown. All right. So yeah, I recommend watching this. It's let me see, 32 minutes and 52 seconds long. Definitely worth watching. But I'm just gonna get straight to the scriptures. I'll start off in Psalm 75 in verse 6. It says, Psalm 75 and 6, it says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another." Okay, now this can be applied to Esau, which the Edomites, which are the so-called the self-proclaimed white race. That can be applied to them because the Lord's getting ready to take them down and place the Israelites, beginning with the elect, and put the Israelites on top. All right, the Lord's about to take down this damn devil Esau, put them in slavery, and he's gonna put his elect, all right, beginning with King David, the 144,000, to rule the planet Earth. So that can apply to them, but that could also apply to the Israelites. Okay, a good example is how King Saul was taken down for being disobedient. All right, and a righteous king, King David, was put in his place. So that can apply to the Israelites as well. All right, and even today, okay, you got these men, all right, who call themselves elders, but they're not rightly dividing the word. They're not rightly going into the scriptures, okay? They're not teaching what the MOTB is, okay? The mark of you know what. They're not warning people with the, like I said, what the mark is, what the image of the beast. They're not going into that. And, you know, they're not going into Cornelius being an Israelite, because Cornelius was a Hebrew Israelite, okay? If Cornelius was an Edomite, that means Esau could make it, and that's not biblical, okay? That's not true. It's just not true. But you got men calling themselves elders and being exalted and exalting themselves, but they're not teaching the scriptures right, okay? And furthermore, even if they were teaching the scriptures right, that's still off, because as Elder Apostle Gabar was going into, and as the scriptures go into, we have to finish our course. All right. The scripture says many are, that's I was quoting the wrong scripture, but that too many are called, but few are chosen. But the scripture also says, "He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." All right. And let me read that again. Psalm 75, at verse 6, it says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south." Now I'm going to get that word for promotion. Okay, this the from the Hebrew Strong's H7311, and I believe that says rawam, rawam. I believe that's what that says, rawam, and it says to rise up, be high, be lofty, be exalted, to be set high, be set on high, to be raised up, be uplifted, be exalted, to be lifted, raised. So, as the scripture just said, that promotion, being exalted, all right, being exalted, getting that glory, that comes neither from the let me read that again. It says, neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another. So that being exalted, that comes from the Lord. All right, man can't exalt us. All right, we can't be exalted from men. Men aren't the ones who exalt. All right, that's the how about Shem Yahushai. Okay, if the Lord gives you, if you're put in a position, on a high position, that's because the Lord put you in that position, not because you're so, not because you're so great. All right, not because you're so smart. All right. Not because you're so popular, because the Lord put you in that position, all right? That goes for all of us. The position that I'm not just like saying if you're in a high position, that really goes for all of us, all right? Even the lowest man. If you're in this truth, the Lord put you in that position, and that's a good position to be in. Now, next scripture I'm going to get is 2 Corinthians 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse I'll start at verse 5. It says, 2 Corinthians 12 and 5, of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in my infirmities. And that's why the Lord makes us, puts us on a low level, as far as like, catching hell in the flesh, as the Apostle Paul said, his infirmities, which that's why the Lord makes us sick. Okay, sometimes you might just randomly get sick out of nowhere. Like you might have been eating right, you might have been working out, and then out of nowhere, the Lord just makes you like damn near feel like you about to die. You about to go back to the spirit world. He does that to keep us humble. All right, and it might not even be a sickness. He might just have you in a low position. All right, you might not have a car. You might, for whatever reason, not have a job. You might not have a license. All right, whatever, you name it. All right, you might have a something wrong with your engine. I'm just naming like small little examples. Okay, you can't get a woman. All right. Or if you have a woman, she's going off, or you catching hell. Just different examples. The Lord would do that to keep us humble, and He would do that to ultimately to test us, test our integrity. Verse 6, it says, for though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool. For I will say in the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. All right, so the Apostle Paul was saying this really so the men that read his letters won't think of him higher than they ought to. Like he said, he's pretty much saying like kind of how our apostles, they always say like we're just men, like which they're not. They are men like we are, but those are special men. All right, I'm not trying to take away from that. Those are special men. Okay, that Yahweh Bashim Shai set up to teach. It says, verse 7, and lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. As I said, the Lord, that was an example. The Apostle Paul was just giving an example that he had a thorn in his flesh, meaning there was something in his body that just wasn't right. and it was like whatchamacallit, what are they? It's like a chronic illness he had. It says, for this thing, and the Lord did that to keep him humble, so he wouldn't be exalted. So, because the scripture says, knowledge puffeth up. Verse 8, it says, for this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahweh may rest upon me. So he prayed for the Lord to take that away 3 times, but the Lord kept it on him, because that just shows the power of the Lord. The fact that we're in these messed up bodies, but we're still preaching the word. All right, because it would be easy if you were just in perfect health, you had nothing wrong, you had no problems at all, you had nothing to do with in the flesh. This truth would really be like, it would be like, yeah, like this is of me, like yeah, I'm that guy. But no, the Lord is the one who keeps us in this truth. The Lord is the one who puts His words in us to speak, okay, through the Holy Spirit. That's why we say Yahweh Bashim Ashai Bashim Racha Kudash, which Racha Kudash means Holy Spirit. Okay, Racha means spirit and Kudash means holy. Verse 10, it says, therefore I take pleasure in my infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, and persecutions, and distresses for Yahweh's sake. For when I am weak, I am strong. All right, so now last scripture I'm going to get is 1 Peter 5. First Peter chapter 5, starting at verse 5, it says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another. So we're, especially speaking for myself, first and foremost, as a young man in this truth, we're to be under the elders, all right? The elder brothers, the beginning, of course, with the elder apostles, but I'm speaking like as far as my camp, all right? That this goes for me, because I'm a young man in this truth, like I said, to follow the lead of the men that's been in this truth, all right, the elders. And it says, be subject one to another, and that's just even brothers that aren't elders, you know, we're supposed to be subject one to another. Okay, just like Yahweh he washed his disciples' feet. Okay, that shows you the spirit that we're supposed to be in, charity, all right, brotherly love, brotherly kindness, all right, and humility. It says, and be clothed with humility, for the Most High resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. So if you're in a proud spirit, and you're in the spirit of you want people to exalt you, and you want people to give you credit and glory, that the Lord doesn't like, the Lord resists that. He doesn't like you. Okay, bluntly put, the Lord isn't pleased with that. All right. And if there is a member of the elect that's in that spirit, the Lord is going to humble them. Okay. But that's not the right spirit to be in, though. The Lord, he deals with the humble, not the proud. It says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, that he may exalt you in due time. All right, so in due time, Lord willing, we endure to the end. The Lord's going to give us those new bodies. He's going to save us from that thermonuclear destruction. Okay, if we resist that chip, okay, that MOTB, if we make it through that hour of temptation, when they push the MOTB and we don't take it, and we keep his word until the end, the Lord's going to save us from that thermonuclear destruction and what the world ignorantly calls UFOs, which are really the chariots of Israel. He's going to beam us up, give us new bodies, all right, like it says in 1 Corinthians 15, all right, around the 46th verse, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to give us new bodies. We're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye, okay, and the Yahweh Shai is going to put crowns on our heads. That's the reward, okay? That's the incorruptible crown. That's what we're looking for, all right? That's when we're gonna be exalted in due time. Matter of fact, and I'll end off with this scripture right here. I don't know if I already got this or not. Let me see. Let me see here. Where is it? Uh, Let me see. All right, this is gonna be the last scripture. 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. We're striving for mastery. All right, we're striving to be perfect. Okay, it says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, which a corruptible crown is receiving praise from men. All right, and not from the Most High, because receiving praise from men doesn't matter. All right, but receiving praise and glory from the Most High, that's what matters. That's what counts. Like I said, having a crown put on your head by Yahweh Shai himself. Like, words can't even describe that. That's what matters. That's what we're fighting for. Speaking for myself, that's what I'm fighting. That's what I'm fighting for. Okay, speaking for myself, it says, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Okay, so that we're fighting for that incorruptible crown, that crown that's gonna last forever, that crown that Yahweh Shai handcrafted, and He's gonna put on our heads, Lord willing. Lord willing, we're there to the end. That's what's worth fighting for. All right, not this vain glory. Okay, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. I want to end off by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Racha Kudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Grand Millstone, and shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel.